What's up, everyone? The queen is dead. Thank God that old
I'm right
broad
here.
finally croaked. No, I'm just kidding. The queen isn't dead. She's on the podcast with us. Hi, it's me, Jake, and joining me today, as usual, if you guys want
Oh, hey, it's Tom right here.
It's
to.
Matt. It's Maddie.
It's Matt. I'm a magnanimous ruler. I like to let my subjects speak. We've got a lot of ground to cover, and we have a very special guest today. We were able to secure the one and only Florida man on the podcast, Maddie's dad. So he will be joining us for the main segment. But before then, I would like to talk a little bit about The Bachelorette. Thank you to everybody who came, everybody who contributed, and everybody who participated. We were able to raise over $540 for Detroit Ice Dreams. This is amazing. This is like one of the coolest things that we've been able to do on this platform and with the amount of reach that we've gotten. So I truly appreciate everybody who's participated and went out of their way to help us out. And with that said, because we were able to raise this money, Maddie, would you like to let everybody know the big news?
Yeah, I'd love
He's
to. So,
expecting.
yeah,
Not quite.
the date went really well. We already did it. And no, I'm just kidding. No, the good news is because raised so much money, I met last week with Detroit Ice Dreams, and we now will 313 Hockey will be sponsoring a youth hockey team. So thank you to everyone who donated and also participated in the Bachelorette. We're super excited, and yeah, basically we're like Jake and I were like, yeah, we're gonna get them pizza party, and like we're gonna get updates on how they're doing, and I'm really excited about that. So thanks again to everyone. And yeah, they're gonna have like our little 313 hockey logo on their jerseys, and it's gonna be really cute, and I'm gonna cry.
Tom told
Yeah.
me he wants to be like Torts. Like he wants to go out there and be the coach and start screaming at the kids.
No.
That'll go over really well.
Yeah.
Kids love being
No.
yelled at.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have my dad on in a minute.
Yeah,
Can
speaking of
confirm.
kids being yelled at. All right, let's take a quick look at today's mini segment. So I wanted to talk a little bit about when I've written for Winging It in Motown, we usually do a segment called Progression and Regression. And basically what we talk about is who we think is going to take a step forward this year and who we think is going to regress. So I think some players punched way above their weight this last year, and I think some still have a little bit to go, and this could be their big breakout year. So with that being said, who are your guys' candidates for progression and regression, and why?
Just for the wings?
Yeah, for the Wings. We can go league wide if you want to.
No, it's too much.
Yeah, it'd be too
Yeah.
much. So
Progression, I'd say, okay, this one's gonna shock everyone. I'm gonna say progression, Zadina. And I am a Zadina hater.
that's fair.
So this is me trying to be optimistic. And also this is a layup but Verana will be a progression just because he'll be healthy, hopefully.
Mhm.
Knock on wood. And seeing him play for a full season, that can only be a progression. He's going to be fucking fantastic. And I'm going to put this out there because I like to say like to run my mouth. I think that Verana will lead this team in goals this season.
Love it. Love it.
Put it on the
There's
board.
a take.
Put it on the board.
It's on the board. Yeah, I like the idea of Zadina being the new, like the candidate for progression too. I mean, he's got a new coach. He's got new expectations. I think the pressure's off him somewhat. Like,
He's got new haters.
yeah, I know that like obviously people are a lot more like, they've got their eyes on him a lot more. But I think last year he had a lot of pressure going in, and he's like a pretty heady guy. So I imagine that like with the amount of depth that this team has, he can kind of take it easy and probably get targeted a little less than he was last season.
Targeted in what way?
Like, players swarming him to make sure he doesn't,
You
score
think
or
so?
anything. I
I
mean,
didn't really
I don't think
notice.
he got targeted to that extent that say like Raymond did, but
Yeah.
I think a
Yeah.
lot of people were aware of what he did the season before in 20 and 21.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, we got to keep an eye on this kid. So they were able to figure him out pretty quickly. And hopefully Lalone and the rest of the coaching staff can, make him play a little smarter.
Yeah, that's going to be his biggest thing.
Tom, what about you? Progression, regression?
I like Zadina. I do.
You're always copying my takes, Tom.
I know. And that's why like I'm trying not to.
L ratio.
You did a really good job trying not to.
Yeah, I know. And I do like that take, Maddie. That's why I
Thank
mentioned
you.
it.
Thank you.
Wow, Tom, that's really original and good. Yeah, you guys are
I
never
know.
going to believe who I picked for my progression candidate, Philip Zadine. No, I'm just kidding. I do think he's
Yeah.
like a great example, though. But I think as far as players that are going to take a step forward, I have a couple that I'm keeping in mind, and I think Alex Nedeljkovic is going to be one of them. He had it pretty rough near the end of last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
he has a better D core in front of him now too. Like,
dude was hung out to dry.
totally.
And the only like saving grace he had was a Nazi that really sucked at playing in the net. So
that's how my haters describe me.
You're a Nazi that really sucks at playing in the net.
Yeah.
So like, I think he's gonna take a step forward. But as far as taking a step back, who do you guys think is gonna have it rough this year? Personally, I think it's gonna be David Perron. I think he's had an amazing system around him in St. Louis. But the problem is he had a career year last year. And unless he hits those numbers or higher, I don't foresee that happening again. He is 34 years old, and he's going to be playing on a brand new system with a rookie head coach.
You're being an ageist.
And yeah, you know.
No,
yes.
I'm just kidding. Did we sign him for 1 year or 3?
We signed him for 2. So
I was close.
If he doesn't, I think he's still going to be good. But I'm wondering where they're going to position him in the lineup. Like, are they going to make him a top 6 guy? Is he going to be a third liner? Because if he's a third liner, he's not going to have the minutes he did in St. Louis.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just going to be automatic regression. Because I mean, he's not out on the ice as much.
Regression how? Because are we talking stats, Jacob?
I'm talking like regression.
Are you bringing stats into the conversation?
Do you remember our position? Let me restate our position for everybody.
Restate our position for
we are strictly anti-stats unless those stats help one of our narratives. I think that statistically he might take a step back, but I don't think it's going to be like, holy shit, he's old, dump this guy right now.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like,
just worse than last season.
Yeah. He's not going to be at the level he was last season. And that's fine. Like, he can still be an excellent third liner. I think he's going to be playing like well into his late 30s.
Yeah. And Perron brings more of that mentor aspect to the team.
He's kind of a fucker. Like, I don't know if you guys remember like how he played, but I think he went after Cider at one point. We
don't have to worry about that anymore, though.
He was the guy who tried to take out Kadri. Like, he slew foot him.
Yeah.
And I mean, there is a place on this team. I don't know exactly who other than Perron on this team you really want to have go up and do that.
Bertuzzi.
I mean, Bertuzzi, but
Smith.
Giovanni Smith, Mo.
We have so many.
Then again, you don't want your star
Edvinsson.
players.
But also, you don't
just
want
unleash those tall Swedish guys.
You also don't want like the big guys, like the star players, you know, getting benched
for
or getting
sure.
Yeah,
But I
put
mean,
in the box.
So that's where I'm coming from with that.
He's your fall guy.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's got to have a scapegoat, right?
Mine's
True.
Jake.
You think I'm gonna fall back, or that I'm a fall guy?
No, you're my scapegoat.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's because I'm white. I'm just the white guy of the group. Actually, no, Tom.
Actually, that's definitely Tom.
That's me. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, then make Tom the fall guy.
Tom, god damn it.
It's homophobia if you do me.
You're right. My bad. I have so many defense mechanisms in this conversation.
You deflect so much, you must have been a goaltender.
Oh.
Ooh. All right, who do you guys think is going to regress? It could also be just a player that. It could also just be a player that you think is going to suck.
Yeah, I was just going to say, is it too easy to say Hronek?
I said it first, Tom. Come on, dude.
I was just going to say it.
I think Hronek's going to have a decent season. I think if Edvinsson does make the team, the pressure's going to be off him a little bit too.
Yeah.
I mean, he was paired with Mark Stahl, who I love. But Mark Stahl, you know, there's two different sides of Mark Stahl. You're either going to get a guy who's really offensively gifted or like a guy who used to be a piece of shit.
Anymore either.
Yeah.
And I feel if there is less pressure on Hronek, he could progress. But
okay, that doesn't answer the question. Are you going to go with Hronek regressing?
I mean, if Edvinsson makes the team, I'll say he's on my progression list. But Edvinsson making
we're talking about regression.
Yeah, we're being haters right now, Tom.
Yeah.
Please be a hater.
For once in your life,
I can't.
say something negative.
I can't. Oh.
I can't.
Tom, fucking hate with
Tom
us.
is like,
yeah.
ooh woo.
Nah, I'm just like too tired right now and still waking up.
Fine.
All right, that's fine.
You're-
Maddie, Mad Dog.
I mean, I already said Hronik.
Oh, that's right.
That's an easy one, though. It's so easy to dunk on him.
Adam Ernie. I mean,
I don't
he
even
he
want
kind
to
of
talk
replaced.
about Ernie. I don't
I
want to
forgot
talk
he
about
was
Ernie
even
at
on the
all
team.
because he's so.
Okay, can we get our
irrelevant.
takes in right now? Is he going to be on the roster on opening night?
Yes.
I keep forgetting he's on the team, so
yeah, I hope
think-
no.
I think if he's on, he's the 13th forward. I don't think there's enough room for him on that roster.
What about Jordan Osterley?
I don't think he's.
yeah.
It's like, think about it. You got Sider, Sherratt, Ali Mata, Philip Hronik. Who are the other guys? Gus Lindstrom and Jake Wallman. If anything, Osterley is like the seventh guy,
Sundstrom.
and then it
What's
doesn't
the
even
center?
count for like Simon Edmondson, who might make the team.
Yeah.
And so that's just going to keep pushing Osterley down that
Yeah.
lineup. Then he gone.
Fuck him.
Anyway, enough of the pedantry. Let's get to the main show.
My dad is sitting here very impatiently, so I think.
Did
Did you hear that?
Is he
No.
diagnosed or undiagnosed ADHD?
He's diagnosed.
Okay.
Like
okay.
he's a
He-
veteran. That's true.
He's off the meds.
This wasn't
come
really
on
going
to
to be
this-
the intro I was going to personally go with.
Well, then go.
Dad, let's talk about your medical come closer. Your medical diagnosis sees what's wrong. What's wrong with you medically? Well, tell everyone as you come onto the podcast. No, don't actually. All right. He was about to.
I'm gonna start with something more intimate, but go ahead.
What? That's
Intimate.
I don't want that.
Tea.
Anyway, welcome to the 313 Hockey Podcast.
Thanks for having me today, guys. I've been watching all your podcasts and enjoying them thoroughly. And
That's a lie. That's cap. You have not listened to all of them.
That is so cap.
That's so fucking
Get into
cap.
every single episode.
All right.
I'll be honest.
We're gonna give you some
Thank you.
show trivia.
This was the second one. It was kind of boring.
The second one? How do you know it was boring if you missed
And-
it?
And the last one with DMAC, which I really enjoyed, and I want to hang out with.
Yeah.
Come to a game with us. He hangs out with us sometimes.
Yeah, you should come
I
back
know.
for a game.
I will. And very end though, I turned it off. I fell asleep, to be honest with you. At the end of it.
Thank
part of
you.
The Bachelorette. So I didn't know. And then the other night when Maddie said that she was going to do The Bachelorette instead of watching football, I was like,
He was confused.
I thought she was talking about the Bachelorette television show. So I made fun of it and she got really upset with me. And I was like, damn, I'm going to watch Bachelorette instead of football?
In what world would I be watching The Bachelorette over the first game of football?
That's what I was wondering. I was so confused.
You really think that
Luckily-
should miss defending Super Bowl champs, the Los Angeles Rams, squaring up against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills?
That's right.
8:25 p.m.
Jake, did you watch the game?
Yeah. I had to. Listen, I'm a little bit pissed right now
Why?
because my fantasy team got kind of fucked up because of that.
What did you
I
have?
had-
Cam Akers?
I had Allen Robinson and he didn't do shit. They didn't do shit with him.
Oh, I
Wait.
had Daryl Henderson. I left him on the bench, but
I didn't have
I'm all right
anyone.
with it.
But if you guys want to know why I'm the way I am, growing up, so my dad has been playing fantasy football, I think, my entire life, like very, very intensely. Like if I had any sort of like event or like sports on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, he'd be like, nah, I don't like that this game is going on during the Michigan State game. Like if I had a game and like it would always be like he's like, I need to watch football on Sunday, and like we couldn't do anything besides watch football. And you would still go to the events, but you would complain that you were missing football every single time.
I have no comment.
I think that's pretty fair. Honestly, ball is
Okay.
life. Like,
Ball
that's-
is life. Do you know?
Maddie, did you tell him about my egregious fantasy trade?
No, you can tell him.
Oh God, Alex Collins.
This is a
for-
dynasty league, by the way. Like
Yeah, Alex Collins,
Ty Higbee.
Julio Jones, Ty Higbee, for DeAndre Swift, and a bag of peanuts.
How do you feel about that?
Well, being a Detroit Lions fan, you got to like DeAndre Swift. And I think
That's
he had a
it?
good
I-
season.
That's all
But
you have to
he-
Gave
say.
up
he
a lot of
traded-
talent. Gave up a
He
lot
traded
of-
DeAndre Swift.
He traded
Oh, you
Swift.
traded Swift. And you got
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
fucked
yeah.
up.
You got ratioed bad on that.
Oh. All right. I got a question.
Oh, Jake
So,
has a question.
you raised Maddie in Florida. What is
Tried
the
to.
most Florida story that you could tell us? Like some Florida man shit, just like the
Do
weird.
you know? Wait, do you know what Florida Man is? Have you heard of that? Okay, so Florida Man is like a national and international meme of like just you read a headline of just like the stupidest, craziest shit you've ever heard of. Like Florida man arrested for like sticking his dick in an alligator's mouth or something.
Yeah, trying to get a blowjob from an alligator.
Yeah,
Or like
just like something crazy.
Florida man shoots 3 people over McDonald's French fries. Like,
Yeah, something like that.
Typically, it
So
involves
people
an
from Florida
alligator.
are basically idiots.
yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And then if you have to be old though.
No,
It could
Florida
be
man
anyone.
could be any.
Florida man could be any age.
Yeah,
Yep.
Florida is basically like a Grand Theft Auto server, like in real
yeah.
life.
So
That's the best way to
Florida
describe
stories
it.
with Maddie.
Do I need to be involved? I don't have any.
You know,
Florida friends.
Maddie doesn't have to be involved. It could just be like
Yeah.
a weird thing you saw where you're like, okay, yeah, that's Florida.
I don't really have much in the way of.
We lived in a very like.
We lived a very sheltered life. All we did was watch sports.
You didn't see
I never left-
alligators.
That's
I
like,
never left the house. I didn't really see anything in the real world.
That's
you
not
didn't see any
true.
gators or anything.
Oh,
or,
we
like,
saw gators.
Do you have one of
We
the pets?
once had a entire swimming pool full of tadpoles, which is like a pivotal memory.
See, like that's a story. Like,
You don't remember that?
We also had a frog. We moved into
Oh
a-
yeah! No, this is crazy. This is terrifying.
So we moved into a brand new house. It was just built for us. And for
Like
some
when they were
reason-
just developing like South Florida, like early 2000s.
it was 2000 even.
Okay.
Anyway, so there was this really cool, exotic, really light green frog, but it was inside the toilet of the guest.
It happens all of the time. I would open the toilet and there would just be a fucking frog in there.
And not only a frog, but these frogs could leap like
They
15 feet. or-
flew.
No problem. They could fly across the sky. I mean, they were.
Once it was on the shower curtain and we had like a rainbow map and I didn't see it. So I was just on the toilet and then I look over on the shower curtain and then there's a fucking frog. And like you can't swim anywhere. I tweeted about this before, but like if in Florida, you can't like just go and like swim like we do here in Michigan, like in a lake. Like you're not allowed to even like go near like any water because there could be gators in it. So now when I go into like a lake here, I get scared still because I'm used to like being conditioned to like,
don't
being
tell
afraid
Maddie
of the
about the freshwater
gators.
sharks.
I taught her about the killer bass in Michigan too.
The
What?
killer bass?
I don't even know
Yes.
what that
You
is.
don't know what a killer bass is? When you go swimming in a lake, they come up and eat you.
What
Well,
the
now
fuck?
I'm not gonna go swimming.
Why did you have to ruin this for me? I was enjoying.
There's no such thing as killer
Oh,
bass.
okay.
No, no. He's talking about pike.
It's it's crazy. I was like,
I was
oh
about
yeah,
to
Florida
say.
story, and you guys are like, oh, we don't have one, and then you're like, oh, except for the frogs. Also, we can't swim in water.
I forgot about that. You want to talk about your hockey cards?
Yes, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us your
Oh.
experience with the Detroit Red Wings.
Oh, you want? Yeah, let's start.
I grew up a Detroit Red Wings fan my whole life. I actually was just telling Maddie this morning, I was at the last game at Olympia, and I was also at Gordie Howe's retirement. And it was the loudest, Gordie Howe's retirement was the loudest event I've ever been to, even to this day.
Really?
The cheering at that was so loud.
And you went to like Grateful Dead concerts in the 80s too, right?
That's not that loud.
It's not loud,
That's the
Okay.
Grateful Dead.
Seeing somebody like Deep Purple in concert was really loud.
but not as loud as Gordie House.
Gordie Howe retirement day was the loudest thing. I've ever
Really?
been to. I could put my
Wow.
head in a jet engine. It wasn't as loud.
Whoa.
Incredibly
Do you
loud.
think it's because of the acoustics of the Olympia,
No.
or it was
I think
just
it's
like
the fans out of
insane?
the-
Really?
Just gave them the biggest ovation of all time.
I think opening night is going to be insane for that.
I'm
same
excited
reason.
for that, but
Or,
I
like,
don't think it'll
when-
be.
No, not
parallel
nearly
to
as that loud. Like when they're in the playoffs again, it might be pretty damn loud though.
Was-
Wait, is that all you have to say about your experiences with the Red Wings? With the Red
Well,
Wings?
No, I grew up a big time sports fan. My dad was an attorney, and some of his clients were baseball players. And I used to go in the dugout and like I used to meet the players. But I still liked hockey the best. And I'd have to always get him to take me to the Red Wings game because he was a busy attorney. But we used to go to enough Red Wings games, and I used to follow them all on. I used to listen to Bud Lynch and Mickey Redmond he was a player back in the day. Now he's an announcer.
Who you got to meet last
And I got
season?
to meet him when I went
Boy,
to
oh
the-
boy.
Mickey was cool,
Mickey's cool. We love Mickey.
but I like D-Mac better. He's more.
They're
fun.
not comparable. You can like both of them.
D-Mac's more fun.
DMAC told us to call Ken Cal a jackass when we see him.
So one of the things I wanted to share with you guys, though, is that Maddie's brother Mitchell has a very nice hockey card collection, as you mentioned. And what happens is he'll send me like something like this. This is a picture of a Dennis Savard card that he just picked up.
I think also for context, like my dad and brother, like they've been growing this like insane hockey card collection since I've been like
Mitchell has all the cards. So Mitchell has one of the
well,
greatest.
you started
I know,
it.
but Mitchell has one of the greatest hockey card collections in the world of
He actually
especially
does.
of rookie patch auto cards, which are
Wow.
the rookie cards, but there's also a piece of their patch, not just their jersey, but the part in the center with the patch on it.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
they're usually numbered out of like 25 or 50 or whatever. But so Mitchell, every time he would buy a new card on eBay, would send me a picture like this. And after a while, I would just give him the thumbs up. And he'd be like, Dad, I'm not going to send you pictures if you're just going to give me the thumbs
My
up.
dad likes to converse in emojis and bitmojis.
Of course, he
only.
has a Bitmoji.
Oh my god. Sometimes he'll send me like 20 bitmojis in a row.
One of the things that I did, because I like to try to be funny, is to reply to Mitchell in a smart ass snipe type of a way about his hockey card procurement skills. So every time he sends me a picture, I send him back a long text. So I want to just read one or two of them to you because it's quite humorous, according to Maddie. So on the last picture that he sent me was the Dennis Savard card. My reply to him was as follows. Mitchell, your hockey card procurement skills are once again being displayed. Your skills, like that card and the spinorama move that Savard displayed, are equally amazing, exciting, and truly epic. This one-of-one card is as rare as your abilities to appear to the rest of the jealous world to wonder. How you consistently and not to forget impressively outbid or privately negotiate to your admirable network of followers, some call it groupies, outstanding deals on rare treasures of the hockey card collecting universe is as monumental in history as such things as the invention of the internet or the guy who discovered that he could light his own farts. The last 3 times that you flexed your collector muscle and sent me pics of cards that you purchased, I was unable to text you back right away as I had to change my underwear. You're impressed to the point of shitting yourself, and that's not just for fun. It is with great pleasure and honor that I can once again say that your origin is in my nutsack. Have fun in Richmond, and I love you. So that was the little response that I gave to his last card that he sent me, because he told me if I just gave him the thumbs up anymore, that wasn't going to be sufficient. Okay, so prior to that, this is the one that Maddie thinks is much funnier. And this is right after we just got back from my sister's daughter's wedding in St. Louis. And so Mitchell sent me these 2 cards. There's the Dominic Hasek
Oh yeah.
autograph
Nice.
patch, and then the Nathan McKinnon autograph patch.
I
So
think
he's
Nathan McKinnon is like the "Can I speak to your manager" guy.
My dad doesn't know about all of
Oh,
Nathan
we'll
Mc-
tell him.
Nathan McKinnon's from Cole Harbor, Nova Scotia.
That's it.
That's all I know. Plays with Sidney Crosby, and he's good hockey.
Nathan
That's all you
McKinnon
need
is
to
a
know.
psychopath.
And he's
Like,
the psychopath.
Is he?
Yeah.
he has like this diet where he only eats like plant-based food, like it's very like rigid
vegan,
diet.
like
And if
Go
he
ahead.
sees his teammates eating anything else, he freaks out at them. he's-
carbs or sugar. Like
he's,
he's like a freaking
known-
like diet Nazi.
He's known for like screaming at them and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
throwing
He's
things.
crazy.
Does he think he's that good?
I don't know if it's
Right.
even about skill.
He like at one point there was like one of the younger players was talking about how he got kicked out of a club in Vegas, and Nate McKinnon tried to get involved,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Do you know who we are?" And I'm like, "Dude, come on! Like, of
That's
course
very
you
on
say shit
brand.
like that."
Yeah.
So here's the response. This is the one Maddie likes the best.
I don't
So,
know if that's I
This is
like
just
both.
after the weekend with my sister and her daughter's wedding. Mitchell, in regards to the above 2 hockey cards, the Hasek and the McKinnon, I have to say that the joy in you acquiring them is no less than what my sister and her husband experienced this weekend. To have your first child find love and get married is almost as great as the pride and joy and adrenaline rush that I get as your dad when you make amazing purchases of hockey cards. Not just hockey cards, but some of the world's finest patch auto hockey cards known to man. Your collection is worthy of being in the Smithsonian Museum for all to walk by in awe. Your artistry of hockey card procurement is equivalent to Da Vinci, Monet, or Rembrandt. Your ability to find rare treasures in the world that others seem to overlook, combined with your incredible business skills and your fat bankroll, allow you to have
Fat bankroll.
created one of the greatest hockey card collections in modern times. Some would equate your hockey card set building skills to that of Frank Lloyd Wright or others who could envision a future that others could not see, or build a bridge to connect various land masses as the world expanded, or the invention of the cell phone, or the laptop or the electric car. Warren Buffett just called me the other day asking if you could share with him some light on making money in the hockey card business. Elon Musk called asking if you could help getting attention for his various projects. Vladimir Putin just emailed me asking if he could discuss a trade for some Ovechkin cards in trade for ending the Ukrainian situation, as he said that he respected your opinion much more than Joe Biden. Basically, these two cards represent another monumental moment in North American history and sports card and hockey all-time great history. As is always the case, I take full credit for your accomplishments and remind you again that you originated in my nutsack. I love you, Dad. And those are the types of responses I give him because a thumbs up just didn't make it anymore.
That's the level of petty that my dad is.
That is the most poetic way to call your son a nerd.
Oh no, my brother is one of the biggest nerds around, but he got it from my dad. So
is this a little triggering to you, by the way?
What? The thumbs up? He gave you a My dad would only converse in emojis if he could. Sometimes I notice, like, you'll send me an emoji and I know it's because you wrote out a word and then it popped up. Like if I send you something and then you want to say cool, you send me that emoji with the sunglasses on. Right.
And I write good. Good gives you the
good is the thumbs up.
And here I was wondering if you'd be sending like boomer texts. You know, like you ever get the text from like an old person where it's like,
he does.
He does some of those too, but he also writes rap. So
he does.
And I'm actually working on a rap that I'm going to give you guys for your next podcast.
Oh, beautiful.
He told me too late to prepare.
I told him like an hour ago to write one.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, come on, Maddie.
Talk about such magnificent artistry. It takes a little bit of time.
Now, if you would feel comfortable enough to read a rap or any rap that you have, you know, we are more than willing.
Well,
look, he grabs his phone.
Well, I don't think. All right.
Yeah.
This happens to be related because the one that I wrote for
this one, Jake knows.
For Kodak Black when he was having sex at the Panthers hockey game.
Yeah.
Yes. Please
look up Kodak Black here. Kodak.
I saw one that was really funny where it was like
my rap
an old woman.
My rap name. This is Maddie thought this was funny. Look at that. That's like right there. It says.
Our listeners can't hear. You got it.
It says my rap name is Kodak White.
All I said was to go into his messages and look up Kodak to find it, and that's what I saw. No, you told Adriana that your rap name is Big Daddy Boomer.
Big Daddy Boomer's my other
That's a good one too.
This is our hockey card set that Mitchell and I have the only one in the world of.
Dad, stay on topic.
Sorry, I'm a little late.
A little bit.
Actually, the 2005 Cup from Upper Deck. It was the first set that was high end, and we started collecting. It took us 9 years to complete the set.
How much is it worth?
Wow,
probably worth like 25 grand.
Jesus Christ.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of a kid like, and guess what? Look
yeah,
at this.
That's exactly what it is being with him.
You want to hear me rap?
Little kid that's high all the time.
That's true. Every time my dad comes, I'm like, Dad, do you want to have anything in the house for when you come to visit? He's like, I need juice.
Juice.
What? I got him fucking apple juice. He's drinking out of a sippy cup.
It's Kodak Black.
Oh, you found that? Did you find the Kodak Black? Did you find it?
Yeah. I thought the action on the ice was cooking and no one would be looking. They're supposed to be watching the Panthers score, not me banging my whore.
I hate that.
The Panthers were playing a regular season game while I was playing on an exhibition game. The hoe I was with, she works with a pole. I was really listening to the coach when he said, put it in the 5-hole. I was doing her doggy style in the aisle. The usher couldn't shush her. Put a big smile on her face. Not too many brothers like to watch the puck. They all think it's for guys named Huck. Now they see me fucking my seats and they want to get in on this heat and this meet and the greet of the sweets. I've changed hockey forever, whatever. It was a blast and now it will last. Hockey rules, you fools.
I think we have a quota of one rap per show and we've just hit the quota. I'm literally cringing the entire time.
What's amazing is that one rap was better than anything Eminem has done in the last decade. I'll say it.
Thank you.
Dad, you're Eminem.
That's fair.
Florida man Eminem.
You and Eminem are both from Michigan.
I know. I'm from 7 Mile. He's from.
No, you're not. You're from West Bloomfield, dude.
West Bloomfield and 8 Mile are the same thing.
Yeah, you know, Cranbrook, what up?
Yeah.
West Bloomfield High School.
Country day, bitches.
That's funny as shit.
I actually don't think I was allowed to go to West Bloomfield because there's like that income cap.
Because your parents hate Jews.
Because my parents are poor. We're too white trash to go.
That's fair.
Wow.
Yeah. But you know, that happens. Tom, I know you got some questions for him.
Oh
Go on,
God.
break them down.
I had nothing prepared.
That's entirely why I put Tom. What's
I
that
think-
armband on your arm? That's really a red armband with a white symbol.
My
What's
dad
going
said
on
it's a
there?
swastika.
No, it's
Oh no, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking
Oh.
about the armband.
Yeah,
right
what
there.
is that?
Chippewa Lodge 29 for scouts.
Oh, go off. Go off.
He's like, oh yeah, this is just the thing that I wear with my other friends that have red armbands.
Right.
No,
We all
it
like
was-
to hang out and shave our
Jake.
heads.
No, it was from Order of the Arrow for Boy Scouts.
Okay, I was like, order of the what?
Order of the Arrow. It's
You'd look like you would have
what
been a
are
Boy
we
Scout.
nothing? Yeah, I was an Eagle Scout.
Oh, excuse me.
The
Eagle
first time I
Scout.
met Maddie's dad, he made a Holocaust joke, and I was so
You
I
did?
didn't know how to react. He was like, he's like, my grandpa was in the Holocaust, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And he goes, yeah, he fell off of the tower.
A guard
What?
tower.
Yeah, a guard tower. That was it. What?
The best part about being Jewish is that we can make Holocaust jokes. Right, Dad?
That's part of it.
Honestly, like all of my Jewish friends make more Holocaust jokes than anybody else I've ever met. So did you go to a lot of like Florida Panthers games down there?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We went
So
all the time.
It's only $5 to get.
Yeah,
It's 10 minutes from our house.
And my dad would, okay, so like,
Oh, that's like going to a Tigers game these days.
yeah,
Exactly.
like we would always sit like right on the ice.
Right. Why would you sit up in the seats that you buy in the third deck when you can sit right next to the ice?
And one of the maybe the best moment, one of the best moments of my life was in 2013. We got these passes when the Wings were in town, and both of us met the entire Red Wings team. So we met Datsuk, Lidstrom, Zetterberg.
I had to call Datsuka Dick, by the way.
He did call Datsuk a dick,
Oh, I
but
did
he
not-
was being a dick.
Now, here's what happened. Maddie
He used to
and
be
I-
my favorite player. Okay, no, tell.
I'm waiting for all the players to come out. Every single Red Wings guy comes out. Every single one takes a picture with Maddie. and
Super
everyone
nice.
Signs the autographs and super nice and talking. And here comes Datsuk walking with his like bodyguard or something. And he just blows by Maddie, who's wearing his jersey.
I was.
And I go, hey, we're gonna take a pic. He's like, no pictures. No. And I go, don't be a dick.
He did say that.
Oh,
And guess what? Now I have a Datsuk signed jersey.
that's right. That's right.
I had to call Datsuka Dick because he was.
And then he was no longer my favorite player after I met him.
Who's your favorite now?
They do say never.
Well,
delete
after
your
that, it
heroes.
was Zetterberg, like in 2013. But obviously now it's Cider.
I like Zetterberg's face of the
You
like.
don't have to find the pictures. It's a
Well,
podcast.
I was gonna show you guys the pictures
You-
of Maddie with every player, including Babcock.
Ugh.
Todd Bertuzzi tried to hide us around us too, and I go,
What?
yeah, remember not Todd Bertuzzi, but Bertuzzi.
No,
Who was the guy on the Red Wings? Bertuzzi.
it was
Bertuzzi.
Todd, but not when we
He
went.
tried to go around.
No.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't play in
Sent it to me on his cell
2013.
phone. I hate
I
when
think
Maddie's
that
wrong.
was his last season.
Me too.
Don't you hate when Maddie's wrong, you guys?
Hold on, I'm googling.
I think
Not
it's
often.
funny.
Not often.
Okay.
Hey,
You're right.
I was right. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought that was his last season.
It should have been after he cheap shot at that guy, but
Yeah, Steve Moore.
yeah,
Mm.
Steve Moore.
Yeah,
I
you're
hate when
right, Dad.
people see Tyler Bertuzzi do something like a little bit dirty, and they're like, "Wow,
Yeah.
just like his dad," and he's
This
not
is
his dad.
uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
This is
know,
uncle.
but
You know,
but
this
you know,
It's his
Oh,
uncle.
oh.
He has a black eye in his picture for the Red Wings too.
does he?
Yeah.
He's tough.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you one thing. Back in the day, it was Poirier Salming,
Uh huh.
and then the
Yeah.
Red Wings had Vaclav Nedemansky, and that was like about it. Now all of a sudden, there's like one guy or two guys with regular English names, and all the rest are
Regular.
Son, John, and
Who do you think has the funniest name in hockey?
Who has the funniest name?
funniest name in hockey.
Ivan.
I know a
Ivan
really funny baseball player name. His name is Dick Groat.
Nice. What about John Coxland from Michigan State?
Yes, legend.
It's real.
Number 69.
It's real, Dad.
He's an O lineman. Support Sparty.
Yeah, you Sparty dog.
Okay, I like Elmer Soderstrom. Name is Elmer. Named your kid Elmer except for
It's a-
Bud.
It's a Swedish name.
Yeah.
I know.
Schwede.
Is there anything else you want to say as my
Yeah,
dad?
do you want to plug anything?
As
Like-
Maddie's dad, I would say that I'm glad to see that she's the star of this podcast.
Oh, she is? That's the first I'm hearing.
Like, dominates every single episode that I've
Oh,
watched.
stop
You
it.
guys have very little interesting things to say compared to her.
Hey, I heard you thought I
I'll
was
take
funny,
that.
so
I'll
you know
take
what?
that.
Pick up your game.
Wow.
No, I'm just messing.
I know. I heard you say that I was funny, so I
That's
will
true.
run
You
with
are
that.
funny.
That was the first
you.
feedback for everybody. I don't know if I mentioned this already on the podcast, but the first time my dad listened to the podcast, say, "What'd you think?" And he goes, "Jake's funny." That's exactly what you said.
Actually, I said you were funny when I met you at the Tigers game too.
Funny looking. Sorry, that's an old one. All right. Well, cool. Thank you so much for coming on. Glad we could have you.
It's my pleasure, and when I write a rap for you guys, I'll send it over to Maddie.
I'm very excited. Please get like a video of it too, and we'll post it on
yeah.
our socials.
Jake, just for your benefit,
Oh,
I need words
no.
that rhyme with bottom.
I wonder why you would use that.
He goes, "Jake always talks about being a bottom."
But I'm not a bottom.
That's what I said. I was like, "Jake's not a bottom." He's like, "Wait."
Get started with.
Our outro
I'm
segment.
going to write you guys a good rap for your podcast. If you have any specific subjects you'd like me to include, let me know.
So I don't know if you saw, but a lot of NHL teams have been started to put advertisements on their jerseys.
313
know.
Hockey Podcast.
The Capitals have one on, the Penguins have one, and I think there's one other. But every single picture I've seen, the players look pissed when they're like showing them off. They're all like,
I mean, it's
They're like-
normal
they think
everywhere
they're
with the
soccer players.
NHL.
Like soccer.
I know, but like hockey in Europe, they have the ads on the
I'm going to be honest, I'm extremely anti-corporate, and
shocking.
I am woefully anti-jersey ads. I was anti-helmet ads because I was like, this
It's
is
a
just going to be,
segue.
yeah, these people were going to use them, and they were like, oh, it's, good for the league. Like, it's going to add
Mhm.
some extra revenue, to make up for what they lost during COVID. Well, attendance is back to normal. Everybody is going to games again. And
Yeah.
yet the ads are still on the helmets. So to me, this is one of those like, oh, it's good for the league. It's going to generate money for the club. Like, oh, is this a temporary thing or is this a permanent thing? And if it is a permanent thing, how is it going to affect ticket prices, food revenue, concessions? Like, are we going to are the people that are going to games going to get cheaper things, or is this just going to be more money for the owners?
I think that's a fair point, Jake. I go back and forth on it because I don't hate the idea depending on how they go about it, but at the same time, it's also we've had so many jerseys for so long without these advertisements. Can we not do it?
And
And
another thing,
I think the biggest part of it is, are they going to be on there when you go to buy a jersey?
that was what
Right.
I was just about to say. Are
Yeah.
you going to have to buy a jersey with like a little Meyer logo in the corner?
Yeah.
Personally, I don't want that.
I
I
don't
think
think anyone wants
Just so
it.
you guys know, I'm old enough to remember going to hockey games and the boards were white. They didn't
Yeah.
have advertisement on
Yeah.
the boards.
I
That's
still
crazy.
want that.
Or on the ice. It was just there was a red circle for the the center ice and the blue circles for the face-offs, whatever. But that was it. No.
I'm old enough to remember Hockey Town being on the ice.
Oh yeah, Dad. Do you know
Yeah.
about that?
Saw it on.
When?
Saw
Chris-
it how bad.
No. It's
No,
good.
Chrissy took it off.
Chrissy.
Who's Chris?
Chris Illich. The devil. You actually kind of look like him.
What
Wait,
if he
look.
what if he like pulled his mask off? He's like, it was me, Chris Illich, all along.
I would have so much power.
I would be a little shocked to find out that your dad was Chris Illich because you've been
I would
slandering
also
him
be shocked.
left and
I would
right.
be the most surprised of all. I gotta be honest.
I'd be like, look, Chris Illich was your dad, and we had to sit in those seats for the baseball game.
I know. Come on. Chris Illich, aka Mike's son, owns the Red Wings and the Tigers. That's what you're right. That's what Jake was inferring.
Maddie could have had a job with because my friend Mike Bayoff works for them.
That's not-
Mike Illich's sister's son.
My dad does this thing
I know
where
somebody.
go ahead, Dad. Go, please. Go right ahead. Any sort of connection can be made. Oh yeah, Maddie could have had a job there. Like this dude, he went. So wait, you went to college with the guy. You went, whatever. I don't feel like. Fuck it. Let's do the outro.
Oh, that was the outro. We're just working through the.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. We love
Thanks
you.
for having me on as a guest. I hope I wasn't too offensive.
No, you were perfect. You were just the right amount of offensive. If anything, we need more offensiveness. Tom,
No.
up your edgy.
No.
All right, we love you guys. Bye.